So, hello, this side Deepak, and today we'll be sitting with Kushagra. So, he's our ex-student,
23 pass.
23 pass
Yeah.
out, 21, 23 batch.
21.
Kusha, Amok's friend.
Yes.
So, both of you basically used to study. You wrote almost all the exams, I
Yes,
think.
almost all. Yes.
So, currently he's in IIT Indore. And so, the idea is to know about the facilities and the faculties at IIT Indore campus. So any of you basically, if you decide to go for the IIT Indore and you want the information, then first information generally you get from the student side. So that will help you. Let's first discuss introduction about it.
Yes. So I'm Kushagra Shrikhande
Yeah.
and I'm currently in third year, just passed out from second year. And I'm pursuing chemical engineering. And I was in NMC from 21 to 23.
21 to 23.
Yes. And I'm also minoring in economics.
Economics.
Yes.
That's a good thing. I think 2018 onwards, they gave that option,
Yes.
minor
Yes.
karne ka. Economics in the same college or somewhere else?
Same college.
Same college.
Same
So
college.
they provide the option for
Yeah,
that.
they provide option. They provide some courses that you can choose as a minor. So they'll give you a degree of the minor also.
And
At
the
that.
timetable and all, do they manage or like you have to take care of?
No, they will manage it.
They'll manage
Yes.
it. So that's quite
It
nice.
won't clash with.
I think it's not in every IIT. This
Yeah.
thing, this facility is not in
Yes.
every IIT. Do they provide it? But generally, you have to manage on your own,
Yeah.
and you have to select basically what you can manage in your timetable. That
Yes.
only. Okay. First of all, you were the hardworking students. We always, I think, that suggestion used to be there.
Yes.
I always used to say, don't rely on the IQ. Yeah. And we always say rely on the hard work.
Okay.
And from the very beginning, you were the hardworking kid. In your case, though the slope was not that high, but it was always consistent. Always consistent slope was there from the day one till day end. From your point of view, your journey at NMC, basically, how it went.
Yeah. So basically, I'll talk about before NMC. I wasn't that studious person.
Yeah, we know.
Like from 6th to 9th standard, I was like par below average student. Around very less marks I used to get. So then from 10th standard, I was like, I need to become a little serious. And then I thought about, my friends introduced me about IIT. And even in 11th, as I came, I thought that I should be studying more. But that was like a thought, but I had to put it into work. So in 11th, I used to try to maintain at least good number of hours, maybe like around 3 hours daily, so that I keep in touch with what's happening in class daily. And then from 12th was my journey, like properly I started studying. And from 12th, I put in my hard work. I was like,
Yeah, you and Amog, that group was there, and I think both of you basically simultaneously you have to make that time plan. We always suggest if you can get one of your friend, start having sometimes it is destructive as well. But if the two student or three students, they're having the same kind of goal, they become the strength of each other.
Yeah, that's very important. You should have that one peer that will keep like promoting you to put on more hard work. And
so whenever we feel down, then your friend is there.
exactly.
So he will say, I'm doing it.
Yeah,
Whether you want to do it or not, basically it's your
yes.
choice. Then again you have to.
Exactly.
So that way, basically the output is more and the chances for in between the lean season, we call it, when you're studying less, that is quite less actually. The lean season chances are less. And when you have that friend, even discussion or walking or playing becomes the study.
Yes.
So because the same kind of topics, same kind of things keep like circulating between that. So normal time, which is generally not counted as a study time, that also becomes the study time in that case. 11th, basically, you are quite sincere, and 12th, the consistent graph, we kept seeing it, consistent graph. What about the exam? You wrote, I think, all the exams?
Yeah, almost every exam I wrote, except for 1 or 2, I wrote almost every.
And so, why Indore?
So, yes, I had some choices. But first of all, IIT tag is one main thing. And because there's a good peer also. And first of all, it's a semi-new IIT.
Yeah.
Indore, so facilities like hostel facilities and other mess facilities will be really good. And also the peer will also be good. So basically, I had other options like newer IITs, but there'll be a problem of campus.
Yeah, definitely.
And the placement also.
Indore is, I think, 3G. We call it CG. So it's like the old 7 IITs ke baad mein, the next one. Next one, basically, after the old 7 IITs. So second category. And From you only, I get to know about the hostel. Let's talk about the hostel a bit.
Yes.
What kind of hostel they provide?
First of all, it's like in a form of a flat. Basically, there are like one flat in that around 4 rooms are there. One is reserved for the almiras and all, and others people stay. And there's a washroom inside the flat, and there's a kitchen too, and sofas, living room. So it's
So
proper.
proper basically suits
Yes.
you are getting
Yes.
basically. So generally in one room, one student or two student?
Till second year, it was 2 students. From now on, it's one student.
One student. So if it's a 3 BHK, the 3 people are living.
Yes.
Do you have choice of selecting like who wants to live there, or they will decide?
Like in the starting, they will decide. It's
yeah.
basically like
Because you don't have friends in the beginning.
yes. So they will allot based on branches. So after that, like now I'm coming to third year, so we can choose.
So the
can
friends
choose.
basically they will decide, okay, take
Yes.
let's live 3 friends basically living
Yes.
there. I think there is a choice for combined as well. If 2 of the friends are wants to live in the same room,
Yeah,
that option.
we can do that. Yes.
So, but there will be many students who will be working on projects. There will be many students basically in the same IIT will be thinking what going for the startup from this time itself. So when you are thinking about the startup, then the group, whoever is going for it, if they're living at the same place, it's always good. Basically,
Yes.
always good. Then you have sofas as well. We never used to have. So we used to sit on the floors, or sometimes we can get the chairs. So, and so living is quite nice. And what about food? The kitchen only or like separate mess?
There's a separate mess. So basically, it's not in every hostel. Like it's a common centralized mess. Every people have to go there. So basically, non-veg food is prepared, but it's like on paid basis.
Yeah.
We don't have any option. Like it's not free. So we have to pay and buy it. And Jain mess is separate. And there's a veg mess separate.
Achha, all different types of mess.
Yeah.
What do you do in the kitchen, which you have in your
So it's not that functional, but you can like get your own any gas or
Maggie
something.
and all?
Yeah, you can make all that. Tea, Maggie.
So that's
all
so you
that.
don't have to go outside.
Yeah, we don't have to
A
go.
lot of money you get to save.
Yeah.
If you, let's say 6 people are living or 3 people are living, you start learning about how to make the tea and all. You can have
Yeah.
your own taste basically. So they will provide the connection. The gas connection they'll provide. You just get the gas.
Yes.
500 rupees, 1,000 bucks
Yeah, not
basically.
much.
Or you start
One
making
time investment and you can.
one-time investment basically. You get to save a lot of money
Yeah.
for that. And that money you can utilize
Right.
different places. What about these canteens and all?
Yeah, there are like many shops like you can buy like Domino's, McDonald's and all this
Inside itself.
inside the campus. So whenever if you don't feel like eating in mess, you can go anytime. It's functional full time.
And so hostel is pretty nice and the food is pretty nice basically. ICSD I have heard only in case of Indore where this kind of things are provided. Compared to when you talk about the Mumbai, Delhi and all, it's a pathetic situation. Living situation is pathetic situation. Like in a closet size room, the 2 spot will be. So that compared to that, because ultimately 4 years you have to live there. And that matters a lot ultimately. Then comes basically, and what about these ACs and all?
ACs are not provided in hostels, but like you can buy coolers on paid basis.
Paid basis.
Paid basis, yes.
You have to pay separate
Yeah.
electricity or like electricity is included?
No, electricity is included.
Electricity is
You have to
included.
buy the cooler.
Cooler only you
Yeah,
have to buy.
only.
Heater, cooler,
Yeah, cooler.
only
Okay.
cooler.
Yeah, heater
Power
not
switches
required.
they will not. Acha, heater is not
Not
required.
required,
Because winter vacation is not that cold.
Not that cold.
Not that cold basically. Okay. What about like how much acre is the college?
It's close to 500 acres.
500 acres. Quite nice. Then it will be developed as well because it's
Yeah.
a new one though. It's not like there will be jungle in the half of the.
Yeah, it's quite developed. Like around 100 acres is jungle, but rest of it is very developed.
Jungle be basically kind of park.
Yeah, park.
What about branches and all? How many branches still?
There were like 4-5 branches earlier, but from last year they introduced like 3-4 new branches. So it's close to 8-9 new branches. So 8-9 branches.
Intake kitna ho raha hai currently?
Around 500 people per batch.
That's good. That's good. It's a proper IIT there.
Yeah,
Because
proper
if I remember at my time, Roorkee also the same intake was there. 400, around 400 it was there. Around 400 it was there. 500 is quite nice. Nice batch. So what about the other facilities like sports?
Yeah. So sports facilities is really good. So you get to participate in many events like inter-IT and all that. And there are clubs basically for sports. So every sports club has coaches also.
Yeah.
So you can like
Two
personally
coaches,
train.
I think.
Yeah.
one senior
Yes.
coach, one junior coach also
Right.
they'll keep being it.
Yes.
And one professor also will be appointed for each and
Right.
every sports basically.
Exactly.
So funds and all.
Yes.
Okay. And night facility, night sports facility will also be there. I
Yeah,
think
it's like
floodlights and all.
the floodlights in
Yeah, because
cricket
I
ground.
remember
Yeah.
at our time basically, generally after 6 we get free, so student used to play till 10 and
Yes.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same beds functioning there.
Yes.
And then intra-IT,
Interact.
intra-IT. So your team is going basically.
Yeah.
You're in any team?
Yeah, I'm in table tennis club.
TT.
Yeah.
You went this time?
Yeah, I went in last December. I went to Kanpur for yeah.
This year it was in Kanpur.
Yeah.
Kuch hua?
No, we reached pre-quarters and we lost that.
That's good. Because nowadays the competition is quite heavy. At our time, I think 7 teams were used to be there. Abhi kitna team hai? How many teams are there?
Like around 15, 16.
It's quite good number actually. Quite good number. And fest. A lot of students physically are there. I think every contingent consists like 100 plus.
Yeah.
Kids 100 plus के minimum होता है तो
Right.
at one place if the like 1500 students minimum 1500 students
1500.
and then you get to meet with different IIT students as well, so that benefit is there.
Yeah.
What about culture?
Cultural fests are there. Like every year there's sports fest separately. There's annual cultural fest separately, and in cultural fest it's 4 days fest basically. Many artists will come from outside, and it's full year's enjoyment that you do. Everyone waits for it basically.
Then our kid Thomso used to be there. We used to call it Thomso name because earlier name of the Roorkee was Thompson College. So
Yeah.
from there it's Thomso. So I think winters may starting second semester,
Yeah.
January first
Starting.
week generally. So when you come to the second semester at that time, basically you just go for it, and then after that the study starts. The same way it will be going. And what about hobbies and all?
Yeah, so Indore provides a very good opportunity. Like you can pursue your hobbies. So I like sports, and I also am into various clubs too. So basically, if you want to pursue anything, so you can join that club. So they'll introduce you first, and then they'll provide you some like information on how to.
Like
pursue.
robotics club might be
Robotics club is there.
there. What about this? In Roorkee, there used to be like stargazing.
Stargazing?
I never understood basically what it is. 1 or 2 times we went there and one planet used to go there, so we used to look for it. But that kind of clubs are
Yeah,
also there.
there
Like
is
we have
actually-
never heard that kind of club basically.
Yeah.
So there I get to know stargazing and rocks say related big clubs. Some clubs were there.
So basically, we have astronomy club. So like they'll also organize some workshops. So you can like come, even the main, not even the club people, like main people who are on the campus, they can just come and watch. They'll provide you telescopes you can watch at night.
Generally, these clubs actually entrepreneurial activities. So these clubs will be, I think, a professor will also be attached with these clubs.
Yeah.
Different department professor, like because if I remember correctly, robotics club used to be a mechanical professor used to be there, electronics professor used to be there, a CS professor used to be there.
Yeah.
So these 3 professors used to be there
Yes.
to help. Like how much help you want, it will be depending upon you, but the professor will be connected with these clubs.
Yeah.
The funds and all, it will be passing through them only. So, or same kind of thing. Separate space, I think, Hobbies Club.
Yeah.
Separate space will be there.
Yes, separate.
And sports, if I talk about sports, do you have like when it comes to the sports facility, do you have crowd there or like it's easily?
No. When sports facilities you talk about, you can join like around 20, 30 people per club will be there. So
Per sports all together all year.
yeah.
And easily basically it's not like you are not getting the chance.
Yes.
One wants to
Yeah.
go there, you can have it
Yes.
basically. And what about the study stress and all?
Study stress is manageable. It's not that much. If you study daily, also not as much as JEE. If you study daily, also like around 1-2 hours, that's enough. And at last, just you have to study.
Actually, the thing is during preparation, you learn the art of finishing it while going in the class
Yeah.
itself.
Right.
That art people learn when they prepare itself.
Yeah.
The majority of work in the class itself we finish.
Yeah.
You understand, then you don't need to like you just have to pick it up before the exam and then you are going for it.
Yeah, if you like manage the JEE stress, then college stress is
College does nothing.
Yeah.
If you have not, so without preparing for JEE, if somebody put you in the IIT, can you manage it?
That's not very
Because we are
ideal.
talking about the sports, hobbies, curriculum, extracurriculum, and then the sports, this studies as well, and then there's a lot of gaps as well. And one semester will consist 6-7 courses generally. So that is manageable. It's because you have gone through the, let's call it health.
Yeah, it's manageable if you have done JEE coaching. It's manageable. Like you can fix your schedule. If you want to play sports for 2 hours, you can play it. And then at night, you can study. It's manageable.
Generally, at what time you sleep?
I sleep around 12:31.
12:31. And what time you're getting up?
Around 7:30. It's
Pretty nice. That's pretty nice. Generally, the students' latest stage.
Yeah.
So, do you since the campus is big, so you might be having cycles and all.
Yes.
Do they allow bike still?
No, not.
Still not allowed.
There are like electric vehicles inside. If you want, you can use them.
Acha, allowed.
Yeah.
You can
Elec-
use them or you can
No, no.
purchase.
Like there'll be drivers,
Okay.
the campus drivers.
So, buggy.
Yeah, buggy type.
Buggy, they're called
Yeah.
buggy, basically.
The golf course one.
Golf course one. Generally, if you're coming from the gate to the side, people
Yeah.
use it if they have stuff and all.
Yes.
The students generally they walk. in
Yeah,
that case.
generally.
Because the importance is not the destination, is the path.
Yeah.
Basically, they tend to enjoy the path with friends.
Yes.
Now, let's talk about like this placements and all. Like, how is the placement? Like,
Placement is really good. It's like around median is around 25, 26. And most of the people who sit for placements get placed until and unless your CGPA is very low. So that's not an issue. If we talk about department wise, so majority CS people, so they get around 30, 35 LPA median. And even if you talk about the lower branches like metallurgy and all that, so even they'll get around 18 to 20 LPA.
Yeah.
So it's good placement.
placement. So average, basically, I've gone through it. I think in Indore average is 25.
25.
25K,
Yes.
above side of 25 basically.
Yes.
It's going. And generally in the IIT, basically, generally there are 10-20% students are there who don't want to opt for the job.
Yes.
They will be looking for GRE or MBA.
Yeah,
Nowadays,
highest
is there train for MBA?
No, not that.
Train is MBA train is
Yeah.
gone. So what's the train after, like, apart from the job?
Apart from the job, people think about research side too. And in Indore, basically, some entrepreneurship culture is also building up. So even first of all, most of the people will sit for placements,
Yeah.
and after that only they'll think about entrepreneurship. So mainly research culture is building up a lot.
The student, when they decide for research, generally they
Yeah.
don't sit and they
Yeah,
start
go for
applying. During
highest.
the fourth year, they will be applying outside only.
Yes.
So, yeah, so 80% generally people will be sitting.
Yes.
And job, there is not an issue. Job is an issue if your communication is bad and CGP is bad. Even then, people get it. The package will be less.
Yes.
The package will be less ultimately. The package will be less. So getting the job in the IIT generally is not the issue. As far as I remember, during the preparation time, you didn't make mistake, but you might be better than me. So if anything you at this point of time think you should not be doing during those 2 years span.
So first of all, as soon as you get into this course,
Preparation.
preparation. So you should like think that everything is possible.
Yeah.
Not that I've joined this, but don't like waste your time. You have joined this, so you can do enjoyment too. It's like not a big thing.
Before achieving the target, you
Yeah.
need to make a target.
Yeah, exactly. You should set something that you need to pursue it at a time. Yeah.
Without setting it, that's the thing basically. Many students we keep finding it, they are little afraid of making the higher targets.
Yes.
And this should have been the case in your case because you were coming a little from the weak side,
Yes.
weak background basically in terms of study.
Yeah.
So this should have been in your case, you should not be making the target for IIT, but you made the target.
Yes.
The efforts required, they were in the future. So 2 years you put a lot of efforts and then finally you get it.
Yes.
Generally. And that is generally the first requirement. Anything else you want to share with, but
Yeah.
not to be done and all?
So first of all, maintain consistency in your work. So whatever you study, keep in touch with it. Suppose you have studied something before last week, so you need to revise that during your weekends. Have a proper time schedule. And if you don't make a time schedule, then it will be like a mess. Then you will forget, you'll have some backlogs before, then you'll have to clear it during your preparation of 12th standard. So I would prefer to make a good time management. So that is one very important key of.
Okay. That's nice. That's nice. Bucky, I think nothing else is required.
Yeah.
More or less. I'm really impressed with Indore. I generally, I find the student basically who are not getting the good branches in the top. Even in the top case, new IITs, the professors are good. I always know, like, when you go for the old IITs, the professors, especially the old one, you will find the professors who will not be that much interested in helping the kid. But when it comes to the new IITs, the professors are little on the younger side. analytic side, and they will be helping. They will be helping you a lot, basically. They'll not be demoralizing it.
Yes.
So generally, I suggest, if you are like interested in the branch, then Indore or these kind of IITs. It's just that intake has to be there.
Yes.
Number of students has to be there. If it is just newly opened, then you will not find that many friends. But your friend circle, they're
Friend
also
circle is really good. Yes.
very good. So any specific basically target your friend circle has made, or like still you're open for things?
No, like basically everyone's target of my friend circle particularly is like, first of all, get a good placement through it. Everyone has targeted to have good placement, and that's the main thing.
Generally, second year, third year onwards, if people start thinking
Yeah.
about it. Abhi GRE wala nahi. In your friend circle.
Yes, in my friend.
That's good, basically. I think you have got enough information about IIT Indore. Okay, for coming 2 years also, we'll be in the touch. So any information you will need, you will be able to connect. Okay. Thank you.